Hello everybody, my name's MTT and thank you for joining me here on M&M Arena, where today we are going to go over the new additions to The List in Kaldheim. So when you buy a set booster box, there is a 25% chance of getting a card from The List, which is basically a whole bunch of cards, or 300 cards in exact, to over the last 27 years of Magic the Gathering. This is the first set where Wizards of the Coast have actually taken cards out of the list and replaced it with cards which are more relating to the actual set itself. The only thing I have to say about that is I'm going to use quotation marks around that, as you will see later on, where we look at the cards that have been added in. But before we get to that, let's take a look at all the cards that they have actually taken out of the list. Cards under $1. Anax, who cares? Didn't really want that in there anyway. You then got Curious Pair. I mean, you got Pouncing Shore Shark. All of these new cards where God knows why you would put that in the list. I'm not sorry to see them disappear. Then you've got a few more of the more expensive cards, and when I say expensive, I use quotation marks again. These are probably around $1 to $4, these ones. So History of Benalia was a very good card in Standard when it was about. Bajuka Bog was always great to have in Commander. Eternal Witness, which there was a wonderful video, I can't remember whether it was on the Command Zone or not, but that was basically talking about the fact that that card has really died a death unless you are a creature-based thing, but it used to be the card of how you get anything out of your graveyard. It's amazing how that has fallen from grace. Then you come up to where we get a bit more of the powerhouse cards. Looking at the cards at the bottom of your screen are the ones that are $4 and above. So, you know, if you pulled them in your packs, you wouldn't complain. I mean, Rest in Peace is a really good card. I mean, Tulane, I've not actually played the deck myself, but, you know, it got out of control very quickly. I hear it's broken. People love that deck, but, you know, fair enough to them. Then you've got the actual expensive cards. You know, the one thing I'm probably a little bit annoyed about is why they've taken out Bloodghast, but Bloodghast is a brilliant card. Absolutely love playing that with my decks. Omnath, Locus of Rage is another great commander card. And then you've got your 5 cards that are over $10 there. So therefore your Brazen Boar is your most expensive card, going down to Cryptic Command, etc. And then you've got your Nahiri and your Emiria, the Sky Ruin, all down at about $10. So this is a quote from the Wizards of the Coast website. The plan is for The List to change subtly from set to set, bringing in cards that might make sense with the set we're in, but it will mostly stay intact from set to set, meaning you will all learn what cards are in The List. And that is a feature. I have put the link in the video description below because it does also contain the whole list, and it will show obviously the cards that have been taken out and the cards that have been put in. So please go and check that out if you want the official version of it. But the first thing I'm going to be pointing out is these cards. Now, I have given the benefit of the doubt to these 3 particular cards because looking at them, they are not to do with Kaldheim, and I don't care how you want to put it, but what I have done is I have given them the benefit of the doubt and I have stretched my mind. I mean, Braylin Sky Shark Rider is a human. I will give them that. Parcel Beast is a beast, which, yes, it's still a stretch. And Shade can be part of Carfell. It's an undead plane stretch, etc. So I'm going to give it to them. But these ones I am not going to accept. Combustible Gearhulk, Elspeth Conquers Death, Panglacial Worm, Shauraz the Sky Shark, and Yortilla Nifilm. I mean, I've probably butchered those names, but there is no way anyone can tell me that these have got anything to do with Kaldheim. There is nothing to do with constructs. There is nothing to do with Elspeth. There is nothing to do with worms. There certainly is nothing to do with flying sharks and whatever the hell that thing is on the end. So, looking at these cards, I'm sorry, I do not accept that at any point they have used the concept of going to Kaldheim to replace more cards. I would say that out of the total amount of cards there was 48 in total taken out and 48 put in. 5 of those, and I say 8 of them, so basically they've put 40 in, which are actually to do with Kaldheim, and you know, that's me being generous. Please put a comment down below if you can give me any justification as to why you think these cards have got something to do with Kaldheim or any Norse history. Now, I don't proclaim to be an expert. Flying sharks is not in there. So there we go. That's my rant over. So we're now moving on to the cards of, you know, basically no value whatsoever being added to the list. So you've got your Beanstalk Giant because, dear Lord, we've only just come away from Throne, etc. It's still only like 3 or 4 sets away. So I don't see why that's back in here, but it's a giant, so fair enough. You've got Liliana's Devotee, which is actually, that particular version is worth less than the normal version because they were overprinted to death. Frost Giant, always great to see that card. I actually do like the card. I think it's just nice to see. It's not one of the best giants out there, but fair enough. It's just nice to see that they've got something a little bit more to do with the set. Hans Eriksson, yeah, it was rubbish. I was still trying to sell it on eBay. Please go to the top of my channel where you can click on my eBay link and please buy it. I take it away from me, I don't want it. And then you've got your last little cards there that are all under $1. So you've then got your Pillage, Release the Dogs, and Tybalt, etc. So they're all coming in. Daxos, dear Lord, I don't want to see that card anymore. I've seen enough of it on standard to last me a lifetime. So don't really want to see that in my packs, which I'll be opening. Then you've got your dollars and above, just starting off at the bottom of the screen. So you've got your Bone Crusher Giant, which at least is a half decent card. Adakar Valkyrie, I actually tried using that in a deck for a couple of times and it just never did what I wanted it to do. At least it's a snow creature. And then we're going up to some decent value now. Into the North, which is obviously a very good card if you're going to be playing Snowlands. Now, I didn't realize how good Ice Fang Cow was, or Kotal. I believe that's Kotal. So therefore, that's actually a decent card. I might even try and pick up one of those. Giver of Ruins is also another decent card. Now, the bottom of the screen, you will see that these are all $10 and above. So you've got your Freyleys, you've got your Herald's Horn, which I did not realize was actually a thing. So I've got quite a few of them. So I'm actually really happy about the fact that that's still a $10 card. Kaya, never even heard of this Planeswalker before, so that's always good to see something that I've never seen. Morophons in one of my Dragon decks. Dark Depths, you know, is just a classically good card. Mystical Tutor, you know, always good to have another tutor, so you can't complain about that one. And then you've got your big money cards that have been added on here. The Scrying Sheets, I mean, it's, I don't see why it's $25. It must just be because it's rare and no one can get any of them. Kindred Discovery, dear Lord, I wish I'd known that before I got rid of it when I first got my Dragon Commander deck. A bit annoyed, but hopefully, maybe, fingers crossed, that when I do my set booster box opening in the next sort of week or so, we'll be looking to see if I can pull one of those. Now, that would be nice. Vorinclex, I was one of those guys that decided that I would never buy that card, however I gave in because it's just an amazing card. And also Cavern of Souls, which I still don't have, but again, you never know your luck. That's basically it in regards to the ones that are being added. So just a few bits of conclusions in regards to this. So the total amount of the cards being taken out was $219.63 based on the TCG Player app that I then performed on today's date. And also the cards that have been added based on the app value, bearing in mind that these are not the list prices. They are the lowest price that I could find for them based on the fact that these cards have not been released and they will be considered the list version. So they will have the actual icon in the bottom left of the card, which means it's not the original, which is not going to mean that it's worth the same money. So based on those prices, it's $299.62. So make of that what you will, whether you think that that's going to reduce the price significantly or not. But I just thought that it was a time that people should know what has been taken out and what's been putting in, because I didn't find any videos about that. So I just wanted to take my time just to quickly do a quick video, made a little bit of a benefit to you all. So thank you for joining me through this presentation of the list and the updated version. My name's MATT. If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss content like this. We will be having Kaldheim box openings. We will also be having the M versus M series, which is going to get very aggressive before the end. I can tell you that for now. Pop a comment down below if you think I've missed anything, and I will see you in the next video.